So while the machine is warming up, why don't we have a tour and a little bit of a background on this facility and this shop in general, because obviously, as you can tell, I do not own all of this. And this is a 60-year-old aerospace manufacturing machine shop. And I have been lucky enough to be able to partner up with the owner of the shop. He has expressed his desire to remain anonymous and the shop's name not to be publicized, which I obviously will respect. But I do programming here, I do machining here, I work here, and I also have a partnership for making my knives out of this facility. And I'm really excited to be able to share that, because as you can understand, there's actually a lot of work around the shop that's under NDAs and under non-disclosure agreements, which nobody can see any kind of documentation, nobody can see the parts, nobody can see any of the paperwork or drawings. And so that definitely makes the logistics of filming a little bit more difficult. I have to make sure that none of that is out. I have to clean up and make sure that there's no confidential information or parts are out on the shop floor when I'm making these videos. And so it definitely adds a degree of planning to my videos, and I'm still learning to grapple with that. This is the lathe area. There are 7 lathes here. A lot of them with live tooling, some of them with sub spindles. I mean, this is like state-of-the-art machine here. I could have only dreamed of being able to use this to produce parts, you know, just half a year ago. Everything's set up really perfectly. You have a little manual hardening here for manual operations or deburring or whatever else you have. It's really useful. There's this air bearing grinder. It's I think it's initially a tool sharpener, actually, which has been used as something else, I believe, mostly for deburring purposes and a little hand turning. There's a really cool and one of my favorite features of the shop actually is the manual area. This is a Sun & Precision hole gauge, so it actually comes with these honing machines, and this is how you get your holes within 1/10 of nominal size every time. It's a very manual process, but it's one of the most reliable ways to achieve really tight tolerance holes. And this is the gauge that you use to check your work. Those graduations are all 10,000ths of an inch. Manual mills do not alter setup, which we won't. Yeah, so you just, to hone it, you have your part, there's rails and guides that help you keep the part perpendicular to the hone, and you just stroke it crazy press. I've never used this thing actually. It's for pressing in bearings, I think, for most part. Manual lathe, jig boring machine, super precise. This is actually a really cool old machine. This is how you know that this is a shop that's been in business for 60 years. More lathes. Yeah, one of the real ones. Who doesn't have one of these knockoffs from Amazon? Or the Grizzly ones are actually pretty good. I recommend those. I have one and I don't hate it. I actually have two. But yeah, this is the real deal. This is 2,500 bucks in tool chests right here. So this is the CNC mill area. Moriseki, Kitamura, OKK, 50 taper. These things are beasts. And that's most of the main floor. Next there is inspection room.